The second Guild Wars is upon us, and we're ready to rise to the challenge. With the official announcement made, it's time to dive into all the essential details revealed during the December 4th AMA. But that's not all. What exciting improvements has the dev team implemented in this new version of Guild Wars? Stick around as we uncover everything Luke and Heidi have planned for this epic update. This is Artdiced from BCH Guild, and welcome to my channel.
I'm going to demonstrate how to withdraw your partner. Now, some of you are skeptics from BCH. Up again on the boards. Artdiced is back. You thought that my calculations are wrong. Medyo mataas na.
BCH #1. Sweet. No, I'm so excited for this AMA. Pixels have been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes for the last couple of months. And this AMA is going to be one of those AMAs where we can finally start sharing some of that. We have so much lined up for December. We almost had so much where we're like, should we just not release some stuff in December because there's so much here and move it to January? I love those moments of like company building like that, right? So yeah, it's gonna be a packed month. We have, a few exciting announcements that we'll go and talk about today. We'll talk about Guild Wars. We'll sneak peek the holiday event. We'll talk about land advertising and what's going on there. And then we'll kind of talk about the general updates of the game too. We'll go into maybe some of the stuff that's happening in like January, February also if we have time. And obviously we'll answer some questions today also. And then, yeah, next week is probably going to be like an even bigger AMA, which is crazy. We'll hopefully have like a big announcement. We've been waiting to announce next week as well. But yeah, Guild Wars is awesome. So we're bringing back Guild Wars, right? It's going to be different this time than it was last time. You guys liked the initial premise of Guild Wars last time, and there was a lot of participation in it.
Honestly, I really enjoyed the first half of the previous Guild Wars. It was thrilling and competitive. But the second half, let's just say it left me scarred for life. We didn't earn anything worthwhile, and the grind was so intense that almost everyone in my guild sacrificed sleep just to keep up. By the end of the event, the rewards felt non-existent, which was pretty disheartening. For the upcoming Guild Wars, I'm hoping for better rewards that truly recognize the effort participants put in. Not only would this make the experience more rewarding, but it would also increase the value of guild shards, as only guild members will be eligible to participate. Fingers crossed for a more balanced and rewarding event this time.
I think we burned over like 1 million pixel in the last Guild Wars, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, the exciting part is we listened to all your feedback from the previous time that we did Guild Wars. It was a little too grindy last time. And it was only over like a certain amount of time, right? So we're bringing it back. We listened to all of the feedback, and yeah, we're really excited to announce it too. So yeah, Guild Wars, it's going to work differently. Heidi's going to walk you through exactly what it's going to look like. And then the big exciting part about Guild Wars is we are experimenting with new ways to earn pixels that aren't just the task board. So Guild Wars will actually be a pretty significant source of earnings. We'll talk about what that looks like, the prize pool there, and we'll kind of reveal like big reveal about all of that soon. So yeah, Heidi, do you want to take it away and just kind of dive into Guild Wars now?
Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to start by saying I need your full attention, okay? Because there's a lot going on here. There's a lot.
Kind of complicated.
The reward structure is a bit complicated. We're going to dive into all of that. But first, let's talk about it. So I just saw, yes, liked it, too grindy. So that was one of the biggest pieces of feedback we took from Guild Wars Season 1. So in Season 2, Spore Sports, it's actually going to last 12 weeks, so 3 months of gameplay. And the arena only opens for 1 hour, twice a day at set times. So both times you should be able to access one at least, depending on your time zone. I actually do have the information here of the time. So 7 a.m. UTC and 8 p.m. UTC. And they will be 1 hour long, 2 sessions per day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, so it's actually only like 8 times per week that the sessions open up. You know what? I'm just going to share my screen here so you guys can get like a good sense of just instead of me saying.
The event schedule allows access twice daily for 1 hour only. at 7 a.m. UTC, 3 p.m. Philippine time, and 8 p.m. UTC, 4 a.m. Philippine time on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. While the 3 p.m. slot is reasonable, the 4 a.m. schedule is far from ideal, especially for players here in the Philippines. If only the gap between the two schedule wasn't so wide, it would make participation much more practical. A more balanced schedule, with slots closer together or better suited for players in various time zones, could help ensure that more people can fully enjoy the event without compromising their routines or well-being. It's a shame that such an exciting event comes with such an inconvenient schedule. I really hope the developers take this into account in the future, perhaps by adjusting the timing or offering more flexible participation windows. After all, accessibility plays a huge role in keeping the community engaged and motivated to participate.
These things, you can actually read it.
Yeah, so instead of Guild Wars being up 24/7, basically we're opening up for 1 hour time periods twice a day over a 12-week span, right? Big difference.
Yeah. So this document here is just a document we sent out to our content creators. So this information is public. And yeah, so this is how it's going to work. And that's why it's going to last for 12 weeks, which is pretty awesome. So then, where do I start? Should we just dive in? Let's just go right into the arena. So
yeah, let's go in.
Yeah, it looks insane, guys. Okay, so this is our staging environment. So this is not production yet. It will come out next Tuesday, December 10th, as you just saw on the document we shared there. So I'm actually going to the Guild Castle map because you can access it through here, because obviously this is Guild Wars Season 2. So Guild, makes sense to come in through here. All right, so let's go all the way to the top here. We got Gabby, W3, what's up, guys? And we can head right into Spore Sports. So this is kind of like the lobby area. You can see some of the rewards here that you may get and all of the leaderboards. So I'm not going to dive into the leaderboards yet. Hang tight. There are a lot of them. There are so many different ways to earn rewards through this event. It's actually kind of insane. When I was going through it all, I ended up making like a flow chart, kind of like spreadsheet, flow chart, both of them, so that however you learn the best, we should be able to provide you with that. Because
to make things easier for everyone, I've included a link to all the essential documents for Guild Wars in the video description. These documents cover everything you need to know, including the event mechanics, participation guidelines, and a detailed breakdown of how rewards are distributed. If you're serious about competing or just curious to learn more, make sure to check out the description below. Having a clear understanding of the rules and rewards can give you an edge in the event, so don't miss out.
there are so many ways to earn in this event. Okay, so let's just dive right in. Let's go in. You guys are familiar with how this works from last time. So we come in here. So we've only got 19 minutes left on the timer. So I think we do have our farm hands in here ready to play. Let me just grab some spores. So I have a bunch. And I think we were going to go into Arena 2, right? Can we get in? I think they were saying it was hard to get into. Okay, no, I got it. We're good. Okay. All right, so we come on in here. Same thing as last time. I need my pickaxe. Where is it? To get through some of these rocks. If you didn't play Guild Wars last time, you might be a little confused. But basically, we're in this like cave, and you try to plant as many. That's my guano. Hold on. Many spores as possible, and the other team, the other guilds, can come and sabotage you. So if they have some evil goo, they can put the goo on your crop and kill it. So it's kind of like this GVG PvP kind of game here. So do not sabotage me. Who is that? Ha! Do not sabotage me. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let's see if I have any guano. So guano is kind of like a fertilizer. So that one instantly, you can see, grew. And the reason for that is that I actually placed a tier 4 guano fertilizer on my crop. So I'm going to dive into that soon because that's brand new with Season 2 of Guild Wars. But yeah, so basically you want to plant and harvest as many as you can to earn as many points as you can for your guild. There are other leaderboards also. So for watering, amount of spores planted, goo used, guano used, there are leaderboards for that also. So a lot of you guys kind of work together, like one person was the watering person or one person was the guano. So you can earn individual rewards for using those things on top of just like ranking on the leaderboard like we had last time. So there's like I said, there's so many different ways to win rewards throughout this event. So I will show more about that later. So he picks elephant. So we're in the same guild. That's nice. I didn't even know because this is, like I said, this is like an internal testing environment. That's good. So we're both earning rewards for our guild. Oh, I can't get through here. But anyways, yeah, there's lots going on here. Okay, so let's head back out. Oh, damn, these things grow too fast. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry if I'm sniffing a lot also. You'll just have to bear with me this week. Come on. Who's that? Dom. What's up, Dom? All right, I'm gonna head back out and show you the tier 4 items. So tier 4 items have to be crafted in one of these mixing machines. So let's do guano first, just because we're here. So here is the, okay. It's only, you can only use it once every 24 hours, and I used it almost exactly 23 hours ago. Okay, so let's go to this one, spores. Wonderful. So I can add 6 tier 2 or tier 3 spores to start mixing up my tier 4 spores. So you have to purchase them obviously from the store. So I can purchase tier 2 or tier 3. Let's just go hard. Let's grab these. Now, if you guys are familiar with how you make potions for pets, it's kind of similar in the way that you put in as many random items as possible. The higher the value, the more you put in, and the greater the diversity of the items that you put into the mixer, the more tier 4 items you will get. So I actually don't have a lot of different things that I can throw in here, so I'm probably not going to get a crazy amount, but let's just wait. Didn't I just buy? Oh, I bought 6. Okay, I just can't read properly. Okay, so I'm gonna start it. Like I said, I don't think I can put this stuff in. Ew. Sorry. I don't think I have much in here that I can put in. But think like pot berries, carrot loaves, honey, like crafted items, like those sorts of things are the things that you can put in here to increase the chances of getting as many tier 4 spores as possible. I will say, be careful because the machine will eat the entire stack. So if you have a stack of 99 of pot berries and you place it on that, it's going to take all 99. So be very careful with what you're doing here. And then there are some steps here just to be.
This is likely the key to securing a spot on the top leaderboard. Focus on crafting, planting, and harvesting as many tier 4 spores as possible. Naturally, the higher the tier, the more points it contributes to your score. Maximizing tier 4 spores will give you the competitive edge needed to climb the ranks. I wonder where we can acquire these Guild War charms. I bet you'll have to spend pixels for this.
Clarify if you don't fully get it or grasp what I'm saying here. And Luke is muted on our staging environment. So that's good. Okay, we got 4 seconds left. I think I'm only going to get a handful because I didn't put anything extra in. Nice. Okay, so I got 3. Or wait, 10. That's confusing. Anyways, I got 3 because I had 3 already. Oh yeah, plus 10 spores. They're called plus 10 because they give you 10 points when you use them. So the point structure, that's something we can talk about too. Let me quickly pull up that chart because I think this will be helpful to see. So here is the breakdown. So I was just doing spores, right? So I get 10 points when I use those spores. The ultimate tier 4 here for goo would be 100. I'll let you guys look at this for a second before I move on. And then let's just go to the guano one here. There you go. So this is really exciting. They're red colored. So I actually just like added the red mushroom on our Discord. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff coming. So that's basically the gameplay. Before I dive really deep into the reward structure, were there any specific questions you saw, or should we?
Yeah, so some people asked if you have spores from Guild Wars 1, can you use them still in this event?
I think so. Let me ask. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
You should be able to. I will.
I think so.
I'm going to highly advocate if it's not. You should be able to.
I'm gonna ask anyways.
Somebody's asked if the amount that you put in boosts the chances into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it won't just give you one more. It'll give you like a range. It's like the potions, right? The better, the more, and the more diverse items that you put into it, the more you get. So I only got 3, but I think someone got like 10 the other day or something. Like you don't. It's like kind of random.
Heidi just placed 6 super spores, each worth 5 points, into the mixer. In total, that's 30 points if she were to plant and harvest them. After mixing, she ended up with 3 ultimate spores, each worth 10 points. While the total points remain the same at 30, the big advantage here is efficiency. She only needs to plant and harvest 3 spores instead of 6. That's definitely a win in terms of time and effort. During the event, we need to make the most of this system by adding more items to the mixer. This increases the chances of generating more ultimate spores, which can help us score higher with less work. Strategic use of the mixer could be the game changer we need to dominate the leaderboard.
But the better the stuff you put in, the more you'll get. Wait, I missed a whole thing here. I briefly mentioned it when I couldn't use the previous machine, but you can only use these once every 24 hours. So if I come back over here, because I just used this one, now I have to wait 23:57, right? I've got to wait 24 hours to be able to use it again. Now, there is a way that I can speed this up, and that's with using a charm, which I think I will probably get to a bit more. No, you know what? Let's dive into that right now. Although, are there any other questions you think we should cover before I?
Yeah, this is a big one. Will the arenas be divided by tiers so small guilds have the chance to plant this time?
Yes. Okay, so we have 4 different tiers. So, for instance, if I came into here and I tried to get in here, it says, oops, no. We had to go into Arena 2 because obviously this is our testing environment, and so our guild is very, very tiny. So yeah, it straight up just told me what tier I'm in. So I'm in tier 1. So there are 4 different tiers based on size. Let me pull up the sizes. Hold on. I have it here. Here we go. So less than 11 members is in tier 1, and then it goes forward. This is a really important thing to note. So if your guild changes tier mid-event, its progress in the previous tier will remain saved, but your points will not count towards the new tier. So you might, like if you do it in the middle of the event, you might be a little behind in the seasonal rewards. The weekly rewards you can definitely still compete in. So it really just depends on what your goals are. If you go back to your original tier, your progress will still be there.
Yeah, so the big thing to note too, before we dive into rewards, is this is a different reward structure than Guild Wars Season 1. Like we're basically kind of telling you guys how it works before. We're going to tell you guys the exact amount of pixel in the pools for Guild Wars. And there's 2 different sets of rewards, basically. We're doing a season-long reward. So I saw some comments saying that 3 months seems like a long time. It is. But there's a season reward. So if you win during the season, there's going to be a big prize there for the guild and for all of like the individuals. But then also there's going to be weekly rewards too. So you're going to be able to earn in this event every single week. And we'll go and dive into like how it works. The reward structure is a little complicated, but yeah, there's a lot of fun there.
This new system sounds incredibly promising. With the introduction of weekly rewards, we no longer have to endure the long wait until the end of Guild Wars to find out if our efforts will pay off. Instead, we can gauge profitability week by week, which not only provides more immediate gratification, but also allows us to adjust our strategies as the event progresses. This shift makes the entire experience feel more rewarding and dynamic, encouraging consistent participation. It's also a great way to keep players motivated throughout the event, knowing that their hard work is acknowledged and rewarded on a regular basis. Weekly rewards bring a level of transparency and excitement that was missing before. If executed well, this could be a significant improvement to the overall Guild Wars experience, making it more engaging and player-focused.
I just really like this. I don't know what you're saying, if these are supposed to be guild names or maybe like nicknames for people in your guild, but we love it. Guano Goons, Water Boys, Goo Gang, Spore Squad. Love it. Love it. Okay. Summary. You can buy lower tier spores, but you can also craft higher tier spores by mixing, yes, 24 hours, slightly RNG. You want to put a bunch of things in it, the best things, the most diverse, so it will be better. You get more, so totally RNG, but Guild Wars before, Plant Sabotage, put on structure time windows. Yes, sir, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, someone's saying it's complicated. I don't get it at all. LOL. It makes more sense when you start playing it, is what I'll say. But yeah, I will say it is a little complicated. So this is more catered towards like the hardcore pixel players. But some of you might become a more hardcore pixel player through this event too. I think when we dig into the rewards, it's going to sound a lot more enticing to play, is what I'll say.
Yeah, and Luke and I, like when we were in the Philippines, I think the number one comment we got from people was talking about community building through guilds. So dive into a guild with this, like use this as an opportunity to get to know some other Pixels players, become like friends with them. It's really low commitment here when it's only, 8 different hours slots throughout the week. Maybe just try to be like a water boy for one of them or something like that. Like have some fun with it, meet some people, join a community. It's going to be really fun. So, all right.
Yeah, somebody asked, is this event only for players that have a guild? So yes, it's only for players that are in a guild, but note, I know it's expensive to join some of the larger tier guilds. We're making this event accessible to like all tiers of guilds, right? So if you're in like a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, like if your guild only has, 5 to 10 members in it, it costs 5 to 10 pixel to join that guild, right? It's not a very big starting cost. You can go and earn that in the task board in a day if you really want. But yeah, this is a guild-oriented event, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's dive into the rewards. So first, I'm going to talk about the types of rewards. There are 3 types of rewards, okay? Pixel, something called guild runes, and then in-game items and like outfits and stuff like that. So we don't really need to dive into that one. That one's pretty straightforward. Pixel, straightforward. Let's talk guild runes for a second here. So guild runes, if we come up here, let's walk up here together. So I'm going to go back to like the upstairs, the lobby, whatever we're calling it. It's kind of like, this is like the sub basement. So we're going like the basement. I don't know. We come in here. This is going to be a rotating store. So you're going to get guild runes. I'm going to explain how you get guild runes in a second here. But they're not tradable. They're an in-game currency that each individual will get some of through the reward structure. And basically you can spend them on things in this rotating store. So I don't know if this one's even set up properly, but like I said, it is a rotating store, so these things might change. Okay, there's only 2 things in here right now, but so these 2 things will be here for the duration of the 12 weeks, and then there will also be some other fun like in-game items and stuff that you can purchase with the guild runes. But energy drinks is one of them, and then these values might change. Also, I will just preface, this is the testing environment. It might change. And the Guild Wars charm. So this Guild Wars charm is what allows you to restart the mixing machines to be able to craft more tier 4 items without waiting that 24-hour period of time. Okay, cool. Do you see any questions about guild runes? Probably not yet.
Not yet, no. I think some people are scarred from the Halloween rewards. What I will say is we've learned from our mistakes there. Like all of the rewards are going to be super transparent. Like we're going to say them on this AMA, like the amount, all of that kind of stuff. You're going to know what the rewards are going out every single month, every single week for this event. you'll be able to decide yourself if it's worth it, right? Like we're not trying to make anything like weird at the end of it. Like the rewards will be known up front. You'll get to know everything. We'll save that like moment.
I definitely learned my lesson from previous events, and I'm glad I didn't go all in during the Halloween event. It turned out to be less rewarding than expected, and holding back saved me from unnecessary frustration and losses.
For a second.
Okay, I'm about to show you guys a flow chart, which might seem a little odd, but when I was going through the reward structure, I was like, how can we make this the most clear to everyone? So I hopped into Miro and I made a flow chart so that I could share that with you guys, and we can walk through all of the different ways that you can earn rewards from this event, because there are so many. So here it is. Here's our chart here. Hold on, let's see what this looks like for you guys. I'm gonna zoom in a bit as I go through it, because I don't think you can actually read this. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. That's better, right?
Oh, okay. Well, there it's revealed. So the high level, we're setting aside 15 million pixel over the 3-month span for rewards. It's crazy. That's like, what is that? Close
4
to
million US.
Yeah, close to a $4 million value right now at current pixel prices over 3 months. So yeah, this is like a lot of rewards that are going to be going to this event, right? So we're going to basically be setting aside 5 million pixel each month, specifically for Guild Wars, right? The earning potential here is going to be pretty crazy. I think last time that we did Guild Wars, we had, I think like 20,000 active participants in Guild Wars, something like that. I'm getting a few questions on here. I'm going to pull these comments up now before we dive into the other stuff, because I think this is an important thing to think about. Some people were asking, is this going to nerf the task board, or will the pool remain the same? Some people are saying the task board is a joke right now. I'm not getting enough earnings. Some people are asking, will Guild Wars affect rewards from task board? Well, I'll say these are two separate pools. So right now, if you look at the tokenomics of Pixel, we get 28 million Pixel to distribute every single month to ecosystem rewards. We've only been distributing 22 million a month at our highest months. And actually, if you look back at like February, March, April, I think we were only giving out about like 12 million Pixel a month. That said, basically we're under budget every single month. We have some leeway to give out more, and you guys have been great about spending Pixel inside the game so we can boost rewards if needed, right? So our goal here is we want to give opportunities for players to earn Pixel in different ways besides just the task board, right? We really don't need to pull away significant earnings from the task board in order to fill in this reward pool, right? And especially since people are monetizing a bit better and spending more Pixel, we can add more rewards into the game now. And you're actually going to see that with a few other things coming up too. We have some rewards allocated for like something new that we'll probably announce next week. But yeah, basically because people are spending inside of the game, we've been like pretty good about the budget. We can be like pretty generous with rewards in these areas now. So this is a chance for us to experiment too. Like my end goal is I want Pixel's players who are really dedicated to earn more Pixel, right? It's like the whole point of what we're doing here. Like we want to create incentive structures for players who are the most dedicated, who are playing the game, who are having the most fun, to earn more. So task board, sometimes it's kind of hard to earn in, right? It feels like a little bit RNG. Like what we're going to try to see here is if in Guild Wars, we can add some more skill-based elements to gameplay that might unlock earnings for these players, you know, who want to put that fate into their own hands a bit more, right? So yeah, we set aside a really big prize pool, 5 million Pixel a month going just towards this. If it goes well, maybe even next time we'll increase it. We'll see.
Okay, good question here. They're also an event for those players who don't have a guild. Yes, okay, so this is what happened last time when we did Guild Wars. The people were like, wait, I don't want to be a part of a guild. I just want to farm alone. Keep going, keep farming alone. Go right ahead. We're also going to have a holiday event. We have live ops events all the time that are single player. This one is just guild related, so don't worry about it. There's always going to be different types of events coming out all the time for all types of players. Okay, let's dive into my flowchart. Okay, so we have individual rewards and guild rewards. So let's just look at guild rewards first. Okay, this is really hard to actually share on this live. Maybe I should give me 2 seconds. I'm actually gonna pull up the Miro itself because I think it'll be a little bit easier to zoom in and out of. Okay, here's my Miro, guys. Okay, so Guild Wars rewards. So there are seasonal and weekly rewards. This is pretty easy to understand, right? So throughout the 12 weeks, you're competing amongst your tier to rank up the leaderboard and earn pixel and guild runes from that. And then there's also a weekly leaderboard. So every week it refreshes and you rank up as high as you can to earn rewards for your guilds. That's pretty easy to understand. The individual side is a little more complex, as you can see. So let's dive in. This is when I need your attention, okay? I need all focus, all eyes on me. Okay, listen up here. Okay, there's an overall leaderboard, which is basically points. This is focused on points. So I showed the points breakdown earlier. We can talk about it again if you need a little refresher. But for doing all of the different activities you do during Guild Wars, you earn points. So there is a leaderboard for that. We have our seasonal and our weekly. Now, you are not competing against every single person. You are going to be put into what is called a division. A division is 50 people, 50 users, 50 farmers, 50 of you, okay? Random, totally random, okay? So you're put into a seasonal one. So you're in a seasonal division with the same 50 people for the duration of the 12 weeks. And then you're in a weekly division with 50 random people that refreshes every week. So it's a new random group of 50 people every week. For the weekly divisions, okay?
I've never encountered anything quite like this before, but from what I understand, being placed into different seasonal and weekly divisions significantly improves our chances of climbing the leaderboard. It creates a more level playing field, where success depends heavily on your strategy rather than just raw resources. What's even better is that this system reduces the likelihood of competing directly against whales, making it feel much more fair and rewarding for regular players. I'm definitely excited to see how this plays out and how it impacts the overall competition. It feels like a fresh and promising approach to the event.
If there's questions on that, let me know. So then within your division, whether it be seasonal or weekly, you are competing to rank up to earn pixel and guild runes. Pretty straightforward. There's also something else in here we threw in, which is kind of fun. So this is what I'm going to stop and say. All of the values that we've decided on for this event were learnings from the data we've gathered from season 1 of Guild Wars. That also means that a lot of these values and the rewards are subject to change if we see something totally off. Okay? I will say the 15 million prize pool will never be decreased. That will stay a constant. It will never be decreased. But there's a chance that we need to tweak some things. We will be very, very public about it. We will not take the decision lightly, and we will discuss it with you all. The only thing that I can almost guarantee will probably be tweaked is this threshold. So this is simply a value that we have set in place that if you go above, you will get a reward from. So this threshold was set from looking at the data from season 1. Our developers, our designers are pretty sure that after about 2 weeks, they'll probably have a better understanding of what the threshold should be and might tweak it a little bit. But yes, so those are the ways to earn rewards from overall points. Okay, hold on. 50 random players in one group per week. Is it based on reputation or something? It is totally random. It's totally random.
Oh, so it's totally random. Yeah, so I think this is about the segmented leaderboards, right? Yeah, so
right.
No, that's not quite true.
Like 10,000 people to probably play. So the chances of that happening are so small that I think you should be okay. Okay, so then let's dive in to the other leaderboards. So there are 4 more leaderboards here. So like I mentioned when I was talking about earlier, okay? We got watering, guano, which is like that fertilizer, goo, which sabotage, kills the plant, and spores, which are the crop seeds, okay? The same structure breakdown. So you're competing amongst your divisions, your seasonal division and your weekly division. So I think this is really awesome because it means that like our grinders will be here for 12 weeks and will compete in the seasonal division. And then some of our more chill players will probably go hard for like a week and then chill out, you know? So it gives you opportunities to do different things. Also, if you wanted to be, what did he just call all those people? It was like goo grinder. I don't know. Those nicknames, like you can be the water boy. You can be the water boy and you can get rewards for being the water boy specifically, right?
And the cool part is if you only grind for a week, like it's not 24/7 grinding if you're grinding for a week, right? There's 2 sessions open
8 hours.
for 4 days total, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. And so that's basically the reward structure. And then we do have our other in-game rewards. So these are distributed in a bunch of different ways. So like these 4 outfits, for instance, you actually can get those from, or wait, I can just show you.
So in addition to pixel rewards, there's other stuff here too.
Yeah, here we go. So this is not based on division. There's one here based on division, and then the rest are just overall. So if you're one of the top 1,000 goo players, you'll win an outfit for that, and so on. So there's some other fun stuff in here beyond just the runes and stuff. So this is a spreadsheet containing the reward breakdown and all of that. This is public. We will, your content creators have it already, and we will post the link publicly so you can get your hands on it. I don't think it's necessarily worth staring at a spreadsheet on the AMA right now, but like I said, it will be posted publicly. So I will, I'll just post it in chat right now. Let's do that. Cool. Okay.
Sweet. So somebody asked a question. Will guild leaders again be responsible for splitting up the rewards to members fairly, or will Pixels handle this?
Okay, so how it works is the pixel will go to the guild leaders, and then the guild runes, actually, as it stands, they will be distributed. So I think it's like 20 runes goes to like the top winner of a certain tier. Every single shard holder, no matter what their role is, will receive 20 runes. Now, we recognize that might not seem totally fair because there are supporters, and then there are pledgers, and then there are players, right? That's just the tech we were able to get in as it stands. We might switch it up halfway through if we're able to implement a change so that only pledged users get the guild runes. But that is something that we're still deciding. So as it stands, guild runes equally go out to every single shard holder of the guild, and Pixel goes to the guild leaders. So you will have to determine how you decide to distribute that. If you distribute it to your players, or maybe you keep it in your wallet for bettering your guild in some way or whatnot, that's totally up to you and how you govern your guild.
Ooh, this is somewhat adjacent and related, but this is a good question. Why always wardrobe with no value in game? Well, one, a lot of people actually want the wardrobe items. There is value in game for them, but somebody asked, why can't you put buffs or special items to them like a Genesis or other shoes? This is actually coming quite soon.
Honestly, I'm not too focused on the outfit rewards since I primarily use NFT avatars, but it would be great if there were a universal outfit that could be worn with any NFT avatar. This could be something like floating swords, wings, or an aura, something that adds extra flair without conflicting with the uniqueness of the avatars. I'm not entirely sure about the technical aspects of implementing something like this, but hey, in Web3, anything is possible, right? The possibilities for customization and innovation are endless, and I think adding these kinds of universal items could take personalization to the next level.
Yeah, we have things.
To buy something cool with a guild, with some of your guild runes, is what I'll say.
Yeah, so we have this feature called Boost coming in, and that's what this is going to be. Also, somebody keeps asking about Christmas event league, please, or like, why aren't you doing a holiday event? It's already December. We'll talk about that too. We're not going to dive into all the details about the holiday event today, but we'll kind of show it. The holiday event's going to be awesome. There's I can't believe we're doing this, and then holiday event, and then something else really soon.
There's so much going on. It's really exciting. It's really busy. Bad time to be sick is all I'll say. Okay. Yeah.
Somebody said, please don't make us guild leaders distribute manually to 100 people every week. It's really time consuming. What I'll say is, one, YGG is actually building out some guild tech, which would be really cool to integrate soon, which is actually specifically dealing with this, like guild treasury management. I think it's supposed to launch in December. So we can work with them to do that. That's awesome. Two, we might try to help figure out something otherwise. But my really big hope is that we can use YGG's tech when they have it ready.
Awesome. Okay.
Any more questions on Guild Wars or anything else that we want to dive into, or should we start to show some of the other stuff too? Because there's other stuff.
I think people are really focused on holiday now.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll just touch one more time on like task board stuff. So it's interesting. Yeah, if you see and like look at a lot of the comments here, let me pull up a really good one. It's not a really good one. It's like kind of a mean comment, but I think it is helpful to show what people are feeling right now. Earn in task board, talk, but we can see the rewards aren't on the task board. Can you tell me whose pocket do you take the pixels prize pool from Guild Wars? I've noticed everybody getting fewer pixel on the task board over the last 2 days. So guys, task board rewards have stayed the same, right? So how task board works is like basically some people get it some days, some people don't. You guys kind of know how this goes. It's a little bit of RNG, right? And it works out so that some players are very unhappy some days players are very happy, right? And task board is a good system, right? But it's not the best system for all of the earnings, right? So our goal here is basically like net earnings might increase a little bit during Guild Wars. We have the leeway to do that right now. But if Guild Wars goes really well, what I kind of want to start to experiment with too is like, are there better ways to give out earnings in the game besides just task board, right? So we're going to keep the earnings like relatively constant, right? Like total earnings will be boosted when Guild Wars goes live, right? But what we want to start to see is like, can we get more players earnings in better ways too? So you have to kind of give us some of that experimentation room too, right? Task Board's a great system. We also have other stuff coming soon too that we'll dive on when it comes to earnings, like merchant ships that might get out before end of year, which would be awesome if it does. It might go like early January otherwise. But there's a lot of other cool ways they're going to be able to earn besides just Task Board coming soon. Plus something else that we'll talk about next week. But yeah, let's
Okay, wait, I've got a good question here, just to clarify things. Everyone fights in their division. How is this a guild event? If guild members are in the same division, do they PvP each other? Each cave is fixed to it, each division. Okay, so you're right. There are multiple ways to earn here for individuals and for guilds, right? So this is a guild event because you want to level up and you have to work with your guild. If you remember season 1, you really need to work with your guild to be able to have some success in this. Now, the arenas are based on tier, which is based on guild size. That's correct. Your division is totally different from this. You could be in tier 1, and then there could be other people in tier 4, 3, all in your division. It is totally random. It's just 50 random users from the event. I'm sure a lot of you guys have played in a game similar to this. Like when you're playing, like for me, when I'm playing like a mini game on my phone, they'll be like, join the tournament. And there's like 50 other random players from all over the world that I'm just competing with in this mini tournament for this mini game I'm playing. It's a similar idea. So it's 50 random players from the game. Doesn't matter what guild they're in. They could be in your guild. That would be pretty funny. They could be in different tiers, all of the things, right? So it's just totally random. It's separate from the guild stuff, but it's a good way to reward grinders throughout this event. Okay. Shall we hop over to holiday?
Yes. Somebody asked a really good question though, and I'm just going to see if I can get up this number. Somebody asked, can you publicly release the data for earning every day? It might help stop some of these complaints. It's interesting because the amount of pixel created here, I'm going to pull up the chart right now. It's literally the same every day. Like you can go and see, this is the amount of pixel getting created every single day. It's the same. Like nothing's changed, basically. And it's been this way for 3 months. Same amount of pixel. So yeah, nothing's changed there, basically. Every single day, it's been the same amount of pixel getting emitted. So this is basically what we're trying to figure out. There's a few things that we can do to basically make pixel earnings feel better. One is smart earnings, which I think we'll actually have some stuff released this month too on smart earnings. We've been making some really cool progress on the data science side over the last like 2 months. And now we're about to start to implement the next wave of that. So the hopeful situation there is we've been looking at like a couple of different things. Like we've been looking at people who spend pixel. We've been looking at people who engage in different types of content. We've been looking at like more bot behavior. We're getting better at identifying like bot behavior through how they spend pixel, how they withdraw it, and then the types of mechanics they use to get there. Like it's interesting because all of you guys know how the bots work at this point. Like they'll do certain meta, like they'll farm mining on specific lands. Now we have a lot better data science tells and prediction to figure this out, so we can start to nerf some of those earnings if they're only doing these specific things. So that should make Taskboard feel a bit better, right? But then what we're also trying to figure out is like how we can make the earnings feel better to users through other mechanics too. So that's a lot of fun stuff that we're doing. But yeah, let's just like really quickly tease the holiday event. It's December. I know it's got to come out soon. Oh wait, also, when does Guild Wars come out? Did we ever say the date?
Yeah, December 10th, next Tuesday.
December 10th. Next Tuesday is when Guild Wars comes out.
And I just got word that yes, Seeds, Guano, and Goo from season 1 are usable in season 2.
Okay, sweet. So then here, I'm gonna briefly preview our holiday now. So yeah, here's a bit of a spoiler. Carnival is coming back. I know people are gonna get excited about that. This time it's gonna be like completely holiday Christmas themed, which is awesome. So when you come to the carnival, you're gonna come into this map. I'm not gonna show you guys how it works today because that's a whole other thing. But yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of mini games again. It's gonna be super fun and exciting. And it'll kind of feel more like the Halloween event is what I'll say. So there'll be some like free to play elements. There'll be some other ways to go and participate. If you want to go and like get a chance of winning some rare items or other things like that too, there'll be a gacha also if you want to. We're gonna do some things differently than the last time, as well, promise to. Like we've basically rewritten all of those systems to have everything completely transparent, make sure all the odds are very visible, do all that like stuff that we need to, that we learned from last time. But yeah, Carnival's coming back, and I know people are gonna have questions about tickets. What I'll say is we're gonna have like some use cases for your previous Carnival tickets in this event. The tickets won't be like the main currency of Carnival, but you will be able to use them a little bit in this holiday Carnival.
I'm really glad to see the carnival being revived. It's shaping up to be an exciting and busy month with all these events lined up. There's a lot to look forward to. I also noticed something interesting near the entrance. There are contracts on the table, which seem similar to what we saw during the Barney's Bazaar event. This could mean we're in for a similar gameplay experience, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Either way, it looks like there will be plenty of new opportunities and surprises to explore.
Right. I'm just looking, people are so excited.
But yeah, it's fun. We went hard on this, and then we might do a few other fun surprises for the holiday stuff too.
Yeah. Can we get a purple Christmas tree for our land? Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about too was I didn't pull up the land that they're on, but you guys might have seen that we started another round of like experimenting with ads on land. Heidi, if you want to go and pull what land it is.
Let me grab the number.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can go pull that through the Slack, you can go and show it. But yeah, I'll go explain it really quickly. So one interesting experiment that they started running was we have opened up another like little pilot on running in-game ads and having landowners being able to place those ads on their land. I'm super excited about this because one, Pixels has a really really dedicated, strong audience. And we actually probably have the largest paying audience inside of Web3 right now. We had 203,000 people spend Pixel in game in November. That's actually a crazy stat. And what that means is there's actually a lot of people that would, pay to advertise to the user base, right? Now, advertising maybe doesn't always like seem the best because it could be like kind of exploitative or all of that, but Web3 changes things a little bit, right? Web3, we can actually add like interesting incentive alignment and loops there. So what we did is we actually started to make it so that these ads are placed on lands, and like this company that's running the in-game land advertisements is actually sharing revenue from those ads with the landowner. So that's a really interesting incentive alignment there, right? And the stats on these land ads have been actually pretty interesting. I think if we have some of the data, it looks like if you're a nerd about this kind of stuff, I think the CPM or like the cost per click is going for like $5 on these in-game advertisements. So there's really cool stuff happening there. It looks like the pilot program is like pretty successful. We'll probably roll it out further quite soon. And then there's some other interesting stuff that we can start to do also, where if these placements go well, we might actually run some official placements in Terravilla. Terravilla gets about like 3 million impressions on a good day. And what's interesting is that can actually be revenue that accrues to community treasury also, right? We can either have advertisers come in and spend Pixel to go and like run an ad inside of Terravilla, or we can even have them spend like USDC or Ronin and like have that go to community treasury also. So it opens up like a lot of interesting possibilities. The math on it looks pretty good right now.
Okay. It looks like a bunch of them have expired, so you can't show the live one, but here is a tweet from Quinn, who is part of the company that's working with us on this. So this is like an example of what one of them looks like. Pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah. So far, a pretty successful pilot. What's different about this time from last time, these ads are programmatic. So we did like a lot of work on the back end basically to make it so that we could serve a unique billboard ad on the land through code. And yeah, it's a pretty exciting little like update right there. So, I mean, yeah, I think those are the big things that we want to share. And now we can dive into some more questions.
Yeah.
We have a few more big things coming out in December too. I think I saw some questions about industry limits and the item and XP rebalance. So yeah, in addition to all these new things coming out, there's gonna be balance changes coming out in December too before end of year. The big ones are, it's gonna be a big rework of item and XP rebalance. So basically every single recipe in the game is going to change slightly. The amount of XP that you get towards them is going to make a bit more sense. One of the things that doesn't make sense in the game right now is like the gaps between different content to basically level up. Like for example, mining is a good one where you get access to like tier 1 and tier 2, and then you have to gain like 30 or 40 levels to get to the next tier sometimes. And there's nothing in between. Like this is the kind of stuff the team has been looking at and was like basically going to rebalance. What's also going to come with this is we're going to change the cooldowns on different in-game industries. So when you start to interact with an industry, it's going to take a little bit longer to like reuse again. And then another thing that will be coming, I hope we can get it by end of year. I'm like really pushing for it. It sounds like we just talked about this a lot today internally. The industry limits, like that's one thing that we're going to push for too. So industry limits, I think that's going to make a big difference when it comes to like some of the tier 3 and tier 4 balance. That's one of the biggest priorities. And yeah, we want to apologize for this taking so long. It's been a big, complex like undertaking to go and fix some of the chapter 2 game balance that we needed to. Like we optimistically thought it would be a lot easier than it was. And then we had some people come in and take a look, and it's like, oh, there's a lot of changes that need to happen to make this work right now. So yeah, our goal is basically wrap up all of this game balance by end of year. That way we can start to work on the new stuff in January. So yeah, I'm really pushing to get basically chapter 2.5 done by end of year. That way we can start working on chapter 3, all the other fun stuff that we want to start getting into the game that isn't this. So yeah, item XP balance, that should come out in the next 2 weeks, ideally. And yeah, we're going to push for the industry limits before end of year also.
I love how this has been like the most intense about like upcoming things and then when update. So Guild Wars is coming next Tuesday, along with a couple in-game updates, some of the stuff that Luke has just been talking about. Still in development though, and like heavy QA, so can't guarantee it, but yeah, there should be a lot of stuff coming out next Tuesday.
I think holiday event might go this week even.
Yeah, so the holiday event too, like, will trickle out. Like, it won't be 100%. Like, you can't do every single thing immediately, but I think the map might be available maybe this week, if not early next week. So it's busy here, guys.
Yeah, and the mini games are new too, which is gonna be fun. Like, there's no bump a grump this time. I don't think we even included it.
I don't know. There might be. Maybe it was like Bump a Santa or something like that.
Maybe. But yeah, that's not the main one. There's like a bunch of new ones that are going to be fun.
There's no beat the crowd, I don't think. Is there?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. That like shut down our servers last time. So Rohan just like shared it and it just shut down.
Honestly, I've been swamped with content creation and playing Lumitera these past few weeks. Because of the constant changes in pixels, I haven't had much time to dive into it lately. Plus, with fatherly duties, it's been hard to juggle multiple games. But I'm still looking forward to the events this month. With Lumitera's CBT2 wrapping up next week, I'll finally be able to focus on grinding hard in pixels again. Can't wait to get back into it.
Yeah, somebody asked when merchant ship. So yeah, we're basically wrapping up development on that now. There's like a few different pieces that we need to go with it. The big thing with merchant ships is kind of like Task Force, except it is a little bit different. It's like basically bigger order quantities. There's like not as much to do there when it comes to like quantity. Like, you're not going to go and roll through merchant ships for an hour a day. It's like you see this task there and there's going to be like 3 options. And they might have like a day cooldown basically. And they reward things besides just pixel. So the big thing that we needed other things besides pixel that you guys want inside of that. So basically what's blocking merchant ships now is like, we're going to get boost out pretty soon. So that'll be things like, you know, XP boost, like efficiency boost, all of that fun stuff. And then I think we're going to tie in merchant ships to this announcement that we have next week too. I think you'll be able to earn some of the stuff that we announced next week that will help you in the merchant ship feature too.
Okay, I started laughing because beat servers made me laugh. Yeah, maybe that's the minigame. You have to get into the map before the server crashes. All right.
All right, I'm looking at some more questions. Someone said Barney Scam 2.0. Let's go. Okay, so yeah, with holiday event, what I'll say is we're gonna make it very transparent before, like, we're not trying to trick anybody into buying anything. We're not trying to be deceptive, anything like that. Like, you'll know exactly if it's worth it to you or not if you want to participate in this event, right? Like, all this information will be shared before the event starts. And yeah, you'll know. So if you don't want to participate in any of the like holiday event extras, you don't have to. There's still a bunch of free to play elements there. It'll be fun for you if you want to do that.
I like this. Ceasefire and Guild Wars during Christmas, maybe? No. Good luck.
When the pet game, yeah, so that got kicked off. That's fun. I'm super excited about that too. Like, I was obsessed with that pet game that we're kind of basing this off of. I played it a lot. I played it for like 8 or 9 months every day, which is crazy. But yeah, I got kicked off. So I think the expected timeline on this is going to be about like March when we open up the MVP to that, like the minimum viable product. It'll have some Web3 integration into it. Like it'll probably use the Pixel token in like some aspects, but the full game will be live. So I really think this game will hit when we have it out. I'm super excited about it.
I just realized I didn't share the link in chat like I said I was going to, so here we go. I will try to pin it.
Okay, here's a good comment. Not a good comment. You could phrase it better. But economics in game is going down. Please activate scarcity / burn ASAP. They all go into one coin. Yeah, so we're talking about this internally a lot. Like I'm trying to put a fire on the team to make sure that they understand that like this is how you guys feel, and that is what's going on. So industry limits are gonna be super important for this. It's interesting because remember you guys used to complain that there was nothing to do with Pixel. Now there's a lot, right? And we get a lot of opposite comments on it. I feel like you guys are going to start complaining about the resources being too scarce soon is what I'll say. So where you're gonna have to find a balance on that. But there's a lot coming with this. This is probably like the core team's main focus right now. I know we have a bunch of other stuff that we've been announcing and doing, but like most of our like time, energy, and resources is actually focused on this stuff. It just is taking like a little bit longer than we had wanted, right? But we're trying to wrap all of these game balance updates by end of year.
As we prepare for the upcoming Guild Wars, there are mixed feelings from the previous event. While the first half was enjoyable and competitive, the second half felt grueling and unrewarding. Players were disappointed with the lack of meaningful rewards, but there's hope for a more balanced and rewarding experience this time. The new weekly reward system could add more excitement and motivation, and the division into seasonal and weekly leagues is expected to create a fairer competition, especially for regular players. The revamped carnival and potential changes to the gameplay, like using the mixer strategically to gain ultimate spores, are promising. With BCH Guild participating in Guild Wars, we're looking forward to the upcoming events, hoping for better rewards and an improved experience compared to previous ones. The new systems, including weekly rewards and seasonal divisions, promise to make the competition more exciting and fair. Despite some challenges like inconvenient scheduling, there's a strong sense of optimism for the event. As we prepare to dive back into Pixels, the goal is to make the most of the opportunities and strategies available in Guild Wars. That's it for today's AMA recap. This is Artdiced from BCH Guild, and I'll see you on the next one.
I'm going to demonstrate how to withdraw your partner. Now, some of you are skeptics from BCH. Up again on the boards. Artdiced is back. I thought that my calculations are wrong. Medyo mataas na.
BCH #1.